Yeah, so basically, I'm kind of like a hikomori. I don't know if y'all heard of what a hikomori is, but it's what they call these people in Japan that kind of like disassociated themselves from society. That's just the word I could think of right away. But I was trying to think of a different word, but they disassociated themselves from society, outcasted themselves, and they just live with their parents and they never leave. They don't work or nothing. They just stay home and live off their grandparents or parents, and I'm not prideful to say, but it's just how it is. And they don't do nothing. They just watch Netflix all day or play games all day and stuff like that. And and I guess in America it'd just be like a hermit. And I think it mostly starts when like you're like around like a teenager and stuff, like around like after high school ends. At least that's when it started for me. But I think that's where most hikikomori start, like around high school and stuff. Um, when they really get pressure to have to do stuff, get a job and stuff, they just kind of like step away from society. And I basically became like a hikikomori. I feel like, and I'm not like prideful to say it, but it's just how it is. At first people thought I just didn't want to work, but that wasn't the case at all. Even I thought maybe at first, I'm like, am I really that much of a lazy piece of poop? I don't want to get shadow banned, so I'm not gonna say the shit word. But I was like, am I really? At first, I was like, am I really that lazy? But now, many years gone by. I mean, I'm 26, so eh, you do the math basically. Let's see, I'll do the math. So it started around, like around high school, and I didn't even finish high school. Like I had 2 years left, and I dropped out. I got my diploma online, but I don't know if that's just as good. Like I got it off this school or website called Penn Foster, and yeah, I could have easily finished it in person, but like I would get so anxious and stuff. You see, that's what it was. I would just get so anxious, like social anxiety, and my pits, like right here. I remember in school, like it'd be my whole shoulders would be like freaking covered in like deep. It would make a dark spot of sweat. Both my pits just go all around my shoulders, just like so much sweat, and I would just be sweating all the time. And even the sweat would make me even more anxious and sweaty because people would call it out all the time. And yeah, like I would get like hot and cold sensations and feel like pricks on me and stuff, like I'm getting pricked or something, and it was just awful. I just ended up dropping out, and afterwards, like I tried to get a job. Like 1 year I tried to get a job, the next year I did, get as well. But then I would always drop the job. I would work for weeks, months sometimes, and I would just end up like leaving the job because I would just get like so drained. Like not about working at all. I could work like a horse mule, bro. Like you have no idea. But it's like being around people all the time. And I hate saying that. Like I'm not special, bro. Like people don't like to be around other people that they're not their friends or family and stuff. But it's not really just that. It's like I just feel so drained trying to keep it together and act normal and not awkward and stuff. And then my head always gets the best of me. My head's always like, you're just an awkward piece of shit. Like nobody likes you and stuff. And like I'm just battling my head all day and trying not to act weird and stuff. And I'm just so awkward. By the end of the day, I'm just so drained mentally, mainly mentally. And and then after like a while, I just end up crashing and burning. Like after doing that for a while, and you know, I've been I was addicted to porn for like a long time. Since I was like 13 or 14. I'm 26 now, and I never knew that was a problem. Like I always thought because I mainly did it like once every other day. Sometimes it'd be like twice a day. Sometimes it'd be like like 5 days in a row. But most of the time, like since I was 14 or 13, I would do it once every other day. Most of the time, like I say, sometimes it change. But I wouldn't be one of those people. Like I would hear about people online doing it like freaking 3 4 times almost every day, and I would hear about people watching corn for like hours at end, like even after they like do their shit, like choke their chicken. So I always thought I didn't have a problem. I'm like, oh, I have it under control. It's not an issue, and it kind of like just became like something I just did all the time that I never even noticed at all. I didn't even think too much of it, just to relieve myself, I guess. And I would never like not do it. Like I would not go more than 3 days really before I would get like crazy urges. And like I said, I didn't think it was affecting me because I thought you had to be watching like hours of that or something. And I kind of just watched like a short little video, you know, and did my thing, choked my chicken and called it a day. But no, that stuff was affecting me. Like I was already so antisocial and awkward before. I think that stuff like really pushed me over the edge. That and weed, I guess. But honestly, I think it's mostly the corn. But either way, I had to drop both that stuff. I'm like a month without weed, close to a month. No, I would say a little over a month, and I'm about 2 months as well. Not as well, but about 2 months off of corn, and and just freaking doing the deed whatsoever. Cause like doing the deed, you know, just choking the chicken without corn. At this point, it really feels like the exact same, and it's so easy to just go back to watching corn when you do it like without it. Like you see like a hot picture, you scroll through on Twitter, and you're like, oh, yep, and yeah, like I think that really affected me, corn. Like I said, I was antisocial and stuff before, and I've always been a shy kid, but I feel like that really made me close off, and just like I didn't make an effort to talk to girls too much, and then when I did, I was just so insecure. I would always be so insecure, and I'd basically be like, I'm just gonna go home, beat it, call it a day, and I think just scrolling all day, scrolling for like the right picture, the right video, just really gave me some OCD. So like I literally can't control it, guys. You have no idea, but I would come up like any girl. I would see any girl, and my eyes would just dart and just check them out like in person, like as if I'm scrolling through like the P Hub page or something. And like OCD, like my eyes just like I can't control them. They just look, and that's one of the things that really made me stop. Besides, like right now, my cat's dying. Like since I've been a hermit since like almost 8 years now, and I have a couple cats, and that's how old my oldest cat is, and he's dying. And I'm just thinking like, damn, I don't have like the money to treat him, even though he has feline leukemia. You can't really do much. It just sucks like begging like for money, and I feel like I'm not doing everything I can for him, even though they say you really can't do much for that. But like I was trying to get him a blood transfusion because he has anemia because of feline leukemia, and I feel like that would really help him. But that's like over $1,000. You know, I just couldn't ask people for that. You know, and I'm not sure if that would have saved him anyways. But it just sucks like not doing everything I possibly can for my cat, like my best friend. I basically became my best friend. So right now I'm basically watching him dying. You basically watch him wither away when they have feline leukemia, and I'm waiting to like he's still eating and drinking, you know, and he doesn't look too bad besides being like really skinny. But once I see him like really suffering, not really suffering, like in pain or suffering at all, really. Right now, it feels like he's suffering a little bit, but you know, he still gets up in the morning and asks for food and hangs out outside in the sun, you know, in our driveway and just looks at birds and stuff. Just thinking about it makes me sad. But as this happening, like that's really awakened me. Like, damn, it's been like 7 years, 8 years. Like right when I got the cat, right when we got the cat, somebody gave it to me. It was my brother's cat at first, actually, and then he ended up moving my younger brother, and he left him with me. But I'm like, damn, it's been 7 years, 8 years since I've been a hermit, and I don't got anything going for me. Nothing's changed, and now I'm losing my cat, and I have nothing to show for it, like to help him out. Like I said, I have gotten a lot of help from family. You know, like they giving me money, and especially my brother, my little brother, since that was his cat at first. Which I don't like obligate him to do it, but you know, he himself feels obligated. And but I can't push him to just keep spending freaking his money on trying to help the cat. You know, he's already done a lot, like maybe like $400, taking him to the vet. You know, we found out what he has and everything, and then there's not too much you can do. Um, but that happening has really awakened me. Like, damn, I need to change. Like and at first that's what made me stop smoking weed. I tried stopping a lot, but that's what really made me stop. Cause like I just couldn't smoke and use money that I could be using for my cat, and just it just sucks like smoking weed, getting artificially happy and stuff, just distracting myself while my cat's dying and stuff. I'm just tired. I'm just basically tired of distracting myself from things and stuff. And then before you know it, like my cat's gone and stuff. I've lost a few other cats, but this one's like mainly different because it's like my senior cat. Like, he's the one I had since day one and really taken care of.
Wasn't working out too well.
But yeah, I'm basically a hikikomori, guys, and I've been playing for like 7 8 years now since high school. Even though I didn't finish high school, like I dropped out the last 2 years and got my diploma online, which I feel like it's not as good, and basically became a hermit, and that's how I fucked up my life basically.